Hello and welcome. Today we will discuss intention and desire and learn how to use affirmations as a starting point for subtle intention. The Upanishads say, "You are what your deepest desire is. As is your desire, so is your intention. As is your intention, so is your will. As is your will, so is your destiny." This is how the unmanifest becomes manifest. What is desire? Desire is pure potentiality. Pure potentiality means infinite possibilities. The infinite potential of all that was, all that is, and all that will be. Desire always begins in consciousness, and consciousness modulates itself into intention, will, and destiny. According to the Vedanta, there are several levels of desire. When desire is totally unmanifest, it is called para. When we have a vague inkling of a desire, that is called pashyanti. When it becomes a thought, an idea in the intellect, it is called madhyama. And when it becomes speech in action and is verbally expressed, then it is called vekhari. In a way, this resembles the collapse of the wave function in Schrodinger's equation. Para is the level of infinite possibilities. Pashyanti is a cloud of probabilities. Madhyama is internal dialogue, and vekhari is speech and subsequent action. And in this scheme, until speech or vekhari, there is no karma. Remember this, until the fourth stage of speech, there is no karma. Now we always say good karma, bad karma, but those are words. Good karma actually means evolution, and bad karma means entropy. So before you speak, look at your internal dialogue, look at the crowd of probabilities, and then speak with the intention of creating joy, and you will always experience good karma. This is the sequential unfoldment of pure potentiality seeking manifestation. Here's the key to intention. The more subtle the intention is, the more it is coming from the level of para, and the more powerful the intention is. Before the mind, intellect, and ego, beyond the personal soul and the conditioned mind is Atman, which is pure mind or pure consciousness. Pure consciousness is connected to Paramatman, the universal consciousness, the divine infinite being of which you are one aspect. The closer you are to Paramatman, the more you seed your intention or desire at the level of universal consciousness, where it will find its fulfillment through the infinite organizing power of that consciousness. Pure consciousness is infinite organizing power, infinite correlation, infinite synchronicity, infinite unpredictability, infinite creativity, all the ingredients you need to fulfill your desire. The closer you get to the unmanifest, to the finest level of all creativity, the more likely your desire will find its own fulfillment. This is where meditation comes in. Through meditation, whether it's mantra meditation or mindful awareness, through any form of transcendence, you slowly navigate the dark alleys and the ghost-filled attics of past memories and past imagination, moving past the hidden dimensions of the mind until you enter this domain of universal consciousness, samadhi, and once there you pose a question: what do I want? Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Now begin to observe your breath. If you want, silently introduce the mantra Aham, Aham. Now introduce the question, what do I want? You're not forcibly introducing an intention or a list of goals, just subtle intention. What do I want? The infinite organizing power of consciousness will process that question and organize the answer in the form of a sensation, an event, a relationship, or a synchronicity. In this way, you move into the fulfillment of desire by asking the question. This is what it means to ask and receive. So instead of making long lists of goals, go into samadhi and let the rest be. With patience, the spontaneous fulfillment of desire will unfold. Now let's introduce an affirmation. An affirmation is a foundational means by which you create your reality. It is essentially the declaration of a desire, a seed for manifestation that, when planted and watered with attention, contains all the instructions it needs to bloom into spontaneous fulfillment. Choose a recent insight on which to base an affirmation. For example, if you had an insight that you want to become a teacher, you can affirm to yourself, I'm a charismatic educator with a sincere purpose. If you're not sure yet of a specific goal, you can use an affirmation like, I fulfill my desires without effort. Once you've chosen an affirmation for this meditation, begin silently repeating it to yourself for a few moments. Now, to turn this affirmation into subtle intention, stop repeating it mentally and just focus on the feeling that affirmation has cultivated within you. Put all your focus on the feeling of the affirmation left behind. This is subtle intention. Rest in stillness with that feeling for the next few minutes. Thank you for joining me in this exploration of intention and desire. As we conclude, remember that your desires hold the power to shape your destiny, and the path to their fulfillment lies in the depths of your consciousness. Keep nurturing your subtle intentions and watch as they uncover new insights and new experiences in your everyday life. Namaste.